Transportation system. Substances that are transported in human body. There are two body fluids, blood and lymph. The blood transports nutrients, oxygen, carbon dioxide, food, water, salts, hormones and nitrogenous waste. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. So it consists of the fluid part, which is called as plasma, then the red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Plasma is a colorless fluid part of blood in which the cells are present. RBC has a pigment called hemoglobin and that helps in transporting oxygen through the body. The function of WBC is to fight against disease causing germs. They are found in lymph also. Platelets help in blood clotting at the points wherever injury takes place. Heart. Heart is an organ made of cardiac muscles. Heart pumps blood to all parts of the body. So that is a function of heart. Chambers in heart. When we compare the chambers of heart from different vertebrates, as in fishes, fishes have two-chambered heart and it pumps only deoxygenated blood, that means carbon dioxide blood, towards the gills. Gills will oxygenate it and distribute to all parts of the body. So in this process, only one type of blood has been pumped by the fish heart. So this circulation is called single circulation. So you can see here, fish heart. Fish heart consists of one atrium and one ventricle. So it has only two-chambered heart. Amphibians as well as reptiles, they have three-chambered hearts. See, you can see the picture here, 1, 2, 3. So they have two atrium and one ventricle. The ventricle will receive mixed blood. They will receive from one side oxygenated blood and the other side they will receive the deoxygenated blood. So it is a mixed blood that is being pumped by amphibian and reptilian heart. Fishes, amphibians and reptiles are cold-blooded animals. They cannot maintain their body temperature. Their body temperature keeps on changing with the surrounding temperature. So their energy requirement is also less. Thus, they can tolerate some mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Mammals and birds have four-chambered hearts. We can see here two atrium and two ventricles. They have four-chambered hearts and the left side of the heart has oxygenated blood. This is the left side of the heart. They have oxygenated blood and the right side has deoxygenated blood. So both the sides are separated by the wall called septa. Now this separation helps in efficient supply of oxygen to the body and thus it can meet the energy needs of mammals and birds. Birds and mammals are warm-blooded animals. They require high energy to maintain their body temperature. As blood passes through the heart twice, it is called as double circulation. So here you can see the different parts of the human heart. The pulmonary vein, it carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to left atrium. Now when the left atrium contracts, the oxygenated blood will go to the left ventricle. When the left ventricle contracts, the oxygenated blood will go upwards towards a blood vessel that is called as aorta. And aorta will branch into two sides. They will supply the oxygenated blood to all the tissues. From the tissues, the venous blood or the deoxygenated blood will be brought back to the right atrium of the heart. The blood vessel is called as vena cava. When the right atrium contracts, the deoxygenated blood will go to the right ventricle. When the right ventricle contracts, the deoxygenated blood will go up the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries the deoxygenated blood towards the lungs and lungs will oxygenate it. There are valves present between the atrium and ventricle. The valve present between right atrium and right ventricle will be called as tricuspid valve. And the valve present between left atrium and left ventricle is called bicuspid valve. There are valves present inside the blood vessels, aorta and pulmonary artery also. Both the valves are called semilunar valves. The function of the valve present in these blood vessels as well as the chambers is to prevent the backflow of blood. Process of double circulation. The oxygenated blood from the lungs is received by the left atrium of heart by pulmonary vein. When the left atrium contracts, the oxygenated blood goes to the left ventricle through the bicuspid valve. When the left ventricle contracts, the oxygenated blood goes up the aorta. The semilunar valve of aorta will close. The aorta supplies oxygenated blood to all parts of the body through arteries and capillaries. Now from the tissues. From the tissues, capillaries and veins will receive deoxygenated blood, that means carbon dioxide blood, and they bring them to the right atrium of the heart through the blood vessel called vena cava. The right atrium relaxes when they receive the blood, and when the right atrium contracts, the deoxygenated blood passes through tricuspid valve towards the right ventricle. The right ventricle will contract and the deoxygenated blood goes to pulmonary artery that takes it to the lungs for oxygenation. The semilunar valves present in the pulmonary artery will close after they receive the blood. All the valves prevent backflow of blood. This is the diagram showing the double circulation in human heart. See, from the lungs, oxygenated blood is brought towards the heart. Aorta carries the oxygenated blood towards the tissues by aorta. And the aorta on reaching the tissues will divide into arteries. Arteries will further divide to form capillaries into the tissues. And from the tissues, whatever deoxygenated blood is there, they will be received by the capillaries. Capillaries will join to form veins, and the veins will join to form the vena cava that enters into the right atrium of the heart. And the deoxygenated blood will reach the right ventricle. Now from the heart, the deoxygenated blood will go to the lungs. So there is two types of circulation here. On the left side of the heart, we can see oxygenated blood circulates from heart to the tissues. And on the right side, we can see the deoxygenated blood goes from heart to the lungs. So there is a circulation going towards the tissues and the another circulation going towards the lungs. That is why this type of circulation is called double circulation and is different from single circulation found in fishes. Blood pressure. What is blood pressure? The force exerted by the blood against the walls of blood vessel is called blood pressure. They are of two types, systolic, diastolic. Systolic pressure means the pressure exerted by the blood in the arteries during ventricular contraction or systole. It is 120 millimeters of mercury. Mercury, why? Because mercury is a fluid which is present in this sphygmomanometer. Diastolic pressure is a pressure exerted by the blood in the arteries during ventricular relaxation. Relaxation is also called diastole. It is 80 millimeter of mercury. So if you say the normal blood pressure is 120/80 millimeters of mercury. The instrument used for measuring blood pressure is called sphygmomanometer. And if the values exceed the normal blood pressure, we say they have got high blood pressure and otherwise called as hypertension. Now about the different blood vessels. Arteries, veins and capillaries are the different blood vessels. Arteries. Arteries are the blood vessels that carry oxygenated blood from the heart to the tissues. They have thicker walls than the veins as the blood passes through the arteries under high pressure. Arteries divide to form smaller vessels called capillaries. So you can see here arteries divided to form the capillaries in tissues. But there is an exceptional artery, pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood. The capillaries will join together to form veins. Veins are blood vessels that carry deoxygenated blood from the tissues towards the heart. Their walls are thinner than the arteries as the blood in them is not under pressure. But they have valves. Veins are having valves in order to prevent backflow of blood. There is an exceptional vein too. Pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood. The other body fluid we were discussing was about lymph. Lymph is a colorless tissue fluid. How is lymph formed? When the capillaries are supplying the blood towards the tissues, from the pores of the capillaries, some plasma, some proteins and WBC escape into the tissues. They form the tissue fluid, also called as lymph. Lymph is colorless. Lymph can absorb fats from the intestine. Fats are difficult to get inside the blood directly, so lymph will help in absorption of fats. The lymphatic vessels will collect this lymph and drain them back into the blood by opening into vena cava. So that is how fats will return back to the blood. Another function is that lymph has got WBC, so they can also fight against disease causing germs.